You're watching Suck Professor, Fallout 4 Survival Mode Details. I'm with...
James.
Hey, me and James here both have played a lot of Fallout 4. We're big fans of the game, and we thought we'd go down the list of Bethesda's announcement detailing their new Fallout 4 Survival Mode details. It sounds pretty crazy. James, you excited?
Yeah.
Correct answer. Here we go. Fallout 4. That's it. There we go. Cool. 4 major pillars for survival. So they want people to be thinking about contrasting options and to have to make lots of decisions based on strategy, exploration, resource management, and role-playing. So first, the strategy. Intensify decisions involving when to get into combat versus when to avoid it, and also make you think more about what gear to take into combat. Then back up those decisions with faster, more brutal fights. It's exactly what I've always wanted. Sounds like middle school. Exploration. Slow down. Slow down the pace of the game and encourage players to explore the nooks and crannies of the world. I think this is the biggest benefit. James?
Yeah,
Correct
it
answer.
makes sense.
All right. Resource management. Balance out items in the world that may be too easy to acquire or hoard, giving players more to consider when planning their current loadout. Role-playing. Increase the realism of the world and the issues one might face there. All right. Sounds about nice. My LARP buddies are going to love this. So, okay, let's get into a little more detail, though. This is the stuff they made some big changes. Obviously, they had to carve out a whole quarry. By the way, James thought that guy was holding a guitar.
Yeah, from Mad Max.
Yep.
Flamethrower guitar.
That's why it's hurting the dog's ears.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it. Saving with sleep. Huge. You can only save at a bed. That's crazy. Manual quick saving and all autosaves are disabled. To save your game, you need a bed, and you gotta sleep for an hour. That seems about the minute. Can you sleep less than an hour? Is that even a possibility?
No, that's about how much sleep I get every night.
Okay, yeah, I know. I hear the wailing. The type of bed makes a difference. This is nuts. So real beds are the biggest. It's what you rent when you go to a hotel, or there's like in houses, I'm sure. But dirty mattresses and those ugly, ugly sleeping bags, which remind me of childhood, those don't give you as much benefit. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a little bit more immersive.
Yeah, totally. No more fast travel. This one's gonna hurt a lot of people. Old-fashioned walking and running, just like our ancestors. You have to make friendly bases and workshops more important, right? So you find those little things, the farmers on the hill with the graves, those people. You know what I'm talking about. So that's a big one. We'll talk more about some of this a little later too, guys. Increased lethality. Everybody's stronger. You deal, but also take more damage. There's also a perk called adrenaline, which is sort of a living, breathing, ranking perk thing that goes up and down. Forces you to slow down and approach fights with care. Melee players are gonna have to learn how to finally block and parry, which I don't think anybody ever did. Did you?
No, not once.
Facing the unknown. Compass no longer displays threats. Those are those little red dots at the bottom of the screen, or is it at the top? I don't remember. And those can be lifesavers, and in this case, they won't be there to help you. So you really got to look around. Location of interest distance much shorter. Those are the little indicator icons. So when you get near the quarry, you got to really get up to it before it shows up on your map, which makes sense. Adrenaline, a new perk that comes standard with survival mode, provides a bonus to your damage output and is increased by getting kills. This is almost like a punching, like a Street Fighter. You get a combo bonus in a way, sort of. Not really, but every 5 kills, your adrenaline rank goes up by 5%, adding 5% bonus damage to an extra 50% damage total. Max rank of 10, but sleeping removes it. So this goes up and down throughout your day-night cycle.
Right. So OJ almost had 5%, and then he lost it when he went to bed.
OJ?
Yeah.
You went with an OJ joke, did you?
It's topical.
Oh, update your references, Grandpa. Wellness, exhaustion, hunger, and thirst. We're all familiar with this because we're video game players. We know what it's like to run out of Mountain Dew. Basic human needs. You guys know what those are. Going without increases fatigue, which lowers immunity and can cause physical damage. That's crazy. So you're more susceptible to illnesses. There's illnesses in the game, by the way, now. Leads to overall debuff, which is also what happens to me since I quit working out. Some consumables have negative side effects. So this just means like you can take alcohol and it makes you worse, or you could do a thing that ups your, makes you more tired. I don't know. It'll help one, it'll hurt the other. That can be trouble. We had a little confusion about exhaustion and fatigue. James Googled a little, and everything that you looked up exhaustion pointed at the word fatigue.
Right. Maybe I need to refine my Google skills.
Maybe you did it wrong, but it sounds like exhaustion doesn't mean like fatigue is a specific thing.
Right.
And exhaustion isn't.
Might
just
fall
sort of
under
a
the
word.
umbrella of exhaustion.
Yeah, because we weren't sure if those were like two different metrics. I hope we didn't confuse anybody. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Fatigue. See, fatigue mostly comes from being tired, but both hunger and thirst also affect it. So obviously your sleep, this is displayed. So this is an actual metered thing. It's in red on the AP bar. It works like radiation, and it affects your action points, which is what you use to sprint, and it's also what you spend during VATS, the Vault Assisted Targeting Sucky 20 bucky. Here we go. Sorry, I can't resist saying the dumbest things. Smaller changes, but still like way important. Here we go. Look at this guy. He's got his I love something coffee mug there hanging on his butt, and that is Dog Meat's grandpa. Let's keep pushing. James here. So this is interesting. So you get illnesses and antibiotics. All of these on this screen here are related to your health. There's lots of illnesses. Your base chance of getting sick increases as your average wellness decreases. Can be crafted, bought, or found alongside doctors. That means
Antibiotics.
antibiotics.
Not illnesses.
Yeah.
To be crafted. I made malaria.
I'm an illness crafter. That's hilarious. Immunodeficiency. Items that cleanse your body of rads come at the cost of making you tired and temporarily damaging your immunity. Forces you to use Radaway sparingly. So they're making it even the thing that heals you from radiation means you're more likely to get sick. I guess it's like chemo, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
You gotta kill some good to kill the bad.
you got to kill everything, or you got to almost kill everything to kill that's how chemo works. Don't ask me. I'll probably die of something else. Slower healing. Stimpaks and food recover your health at a significantly reduced rate. Pretty self-explanatory. In real life, you heal slowly. We're all not all like Daredevil, who gets his face beat in every 10 minutes and then he's just walking around with his. Okay, all right. Crippled limbs no longer auto heal after combat. Remain crippled until healed by a Stimpak or slept off. So sleeping does heal crippled limbs, but also just like Daredevil. Also, though, this means your Stimpaks are even more valuable. Like
Right.
the whole point of here is to make stuff worth more and harder to find and harder to keep. Basically.
Right. They don't want you to have a cure-all. They
Yeah,
want
yeah. No shortcuts.
multiple routes to get optimal health.
They went through and they said everything that makes the game fun, let's get rid of it. Okay,
Pretty much.
Let's keep pushing though here, guys. Carry weight. Total carry weight has been reduced, and items like ammo and Stimpaks now have weight. So stuff that you had infinite amounts of bullets, 308 and 9 mil. Name a bullet size here. 9 mil.
You were gonna say 9mm, so I'll say 50 caliber.
Nice, look at you. And all that shit now weighs something, and bigger bullets weigh more. Mini nukes and missiles are really heavy, which I get.
That would make sense.
I've
yeah.
heard plutonium and uranium, whatever's in the mini nuke, is a little probably the box it comes in. So that's
too,
nuts.
yeah.
That's
Packing
crazy.
peanuts.
Packing peanuts. Yeah, it comes in an Amazon Prime box.
Yeah, frustration-free packaging.
Yeah. So, dude, this is crazy. This is a huge deal too.
Yeah.
The carry weight overall, but the bullets and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Just to think about, I mean,
It's taking something that's already difficult to manage and making it that much worse.
yeah, worse or better depending
Well,
on
depending on what kind of player you
All
are.
right,
We'll get there. Yeah.
settle down. Choose wisely, aim wiselier. Those are my words. I added that to the article that we got all this information straight from Bethesda too, everybody, just in case you're wondering. Painful encumbrance. This one's fucking nuts. So you ever go hiking?
No.
Okay, well, when you do, you end up with crippled legs.
Oh.
Essentially, that's what this does. Exceeding carry weight reduces your overall wellness, quickly building fatigue, and cripples your legs. So you can't do that trick where you over-encumber, take everything you can, you're carrying around 18,000 pounds, and just muscle it back home, make your little brother press the forward button and then you go out and party with your friends and come back, and by the time he's there, you got all your stuff at home. No, that's gone. Those days are over. So that's crazy. And it also affects your companions. I said companions has been decreased. Don't read that.
Me fell English.
I just put I
That's
copied the wrong thing. Companion carry weight has been decreased. I'll fix that in post. They no longer automatically get back up if down during combat. That's kind of interesting. So that weird moment where dog meat just or sits there jiggling around until he returns to normal. That's gone. He'll just be injured forever. But they do go home. They don't die, which is interesting. I kind of wanted to kill dog meat. We did a whole video about if dog meat should die or not, and I say yes, kill that fucking mutt. But you can abandon them, and then stim packs are for healing your friends. Robot repair kits are for healing your robots, the automatrons.
Yes.
Let's keep going. Enemy and loot repopulation. Locations you've cleared will repopulate with new enemies and loot at a significantly slower rate. Now, is this really that different?
Well, they don't want you to stay in camp the same spot over and over. They want to encourage you to spread out, see new areas, see the spread of the land.
Don't enemies already... aren't there already a random spawning to enemies? I mean, don't you encounter just like random...
Well, I think what they're saying is, say you find a factory that has a lot of high-level enemies that drop good loot. They don't want you to fast travel away, then come back to have them respawn, to kill them again, loot, fast travel back, come back, let them respawn. They don't want you to get into a loop where you find an easily farmable loot spot. They want
to farm... Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But you can come back and it'll be empty.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. If I went and killed everybody down at the roller rink and I came back because I couldn't carry all the roller rinks... skates home. Yeah, okay. So, pretty graphics. Our stupid opinions. What do we think about this shit? These guys are waiting for... What are they looking for? Okay, all right, I can't not do the goddamn jokes. Who is this update for? James?
Yeah, this was the first question I had when I read about this. I was asking who was clamoring for this? Who was the person who was standing at the front lines of Bethesda saying, you know all those things that most of the players are using cheats and stuff to get rid of? We want them back and we want more of them.
Well, James, I think a lot of people would want this, actually. One of the main draws of Fallout is its kind of immersive realism, and people think that some of the magic of the game, like fast travel, is pretty much magic, right? I mean, there's like that sort of stuff reduces immersion, takes away the experience of actually... People like to put on loud headphones and really get sucked into this world and be lost in it and get scared and not be sure where to go. And this actually, I think, will empower a lot of people to do what they want. Your argument about... Not that you're making an argument, really, but your question about who is this update for... This game has a higher percentage of people who are interested in this kind of stuff. And obviously they bothered making it, so clearly they know there must be an audience.
Yeah, I agree with you that a lot of people are probably going to want to try this out, but I would wager that most of those people would give it a day or two, and by that time I'd say they'll be going into the console, setting their carry weight to 99999. They'll be circumventing the very things that define this update.
All right, guys, the final answer is James is wrong. Leave a comment below. Let's see the next one here. Why now? Well, most players have already explored, right? You made this point earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've already seen everything there is to see. Why would I want to go back and basically drag myself through the mud with my teeth to see things I've already seen?
But had they released it?
Yeah,
at release.
If I was a fresh new player, I can see the benefit of this, absolutely.
You'd said that when they released survival mode with the original release in November, you might have played it, right?
I would have been much more inclined to try it out, yeah.
Yeah, but now that you've seen it all, most people probably seen it all.
It's you know, if you're that kind of a hardcore player, yeah, go for it. But I don't know many people who would want to basically hinder themselves.
It's like reading a book again, but this time you have blurry glasses on.
Yeah, and you're reading it, holding it out into a mirror and reading it backwards and upside down.
Yep. Okay, well, I see what you're saying. I don't necessarily... there's... what are you going to do? Leave a comment below. Okay, fast travel thoughts. James had something to say about this.
Yeah, every single time I try and go off into a side mission, I'm constantly reminded that my settlements are under attack. Someone always wants something. I've always got to traverse all the way across the map to take care of whatever. And by the time I get there's already 2 other settlements that are squawking for my attention. You take away fast travel, how the heck am I going to manage it? I mean, it takes something that's already hard to manage and it turns it into an impossible chore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you know your settlement's under attack?
You get word of it.
Yeah, right.
Radio, but the thing is that how many people are going to have the time?
They're not getting rid of that, though. Is what I'm saying, right?
But I mean,
so you'll find out that a settlement all the way on the other side is screwed, and you just
I mean, think about it this way: you get home from work, you've got 45 minutes to sit back, unwind, play Fallout. You load it up. You want to accomplish something. Do you really want to spend that entire 45 minutes running from point A to point B to get to a settlement that's under attack, or do you want to be able to fast travel around, accomplish a bunch of things, and actually have fun?
No, I like walking around slowly, waiting for a bug to come sting me. Stingwing to come poke me in the ear. I know what you're saying. So maybe the answer to what you're talking about is you have to build really great defenses. You got to make sure your base is, when you come across a new base, if you want to make that a place for you to return, you better make it strong. Better do it upright. And I think that means doing them small. A really small, strong. Here we go. Finally, final thoughts. Oh shit, I didn't know the text was gonna line up. Subscribe or else. That's our logo. Subscribe or else. We don't actually, okay. I have Photoshop. Okay, James, pros and cons of hardcore survival mode. Increased immersion, obviously that's one of the main features of this game. Greater of risk and loss. Greater damn it, I thought I proofread it. We did this in a hurry. Greater sense of risk and loss. That increases the tension. There's constant tension, it sounds like. The heat, the health and food stuff, man, you gotta be paying attention to more slow down and plan every move, so no rushing through. You're always gonna be at risk, and you gotta be very careful around every corner. Increases appreciation of rewards. This one's big because I've found when I played the game, and I'm still playing, but you get a gun, and it's great to get like a newer gun, something better, something more in line with your level, but it all comes, you kind of find stuff really easily. You're really pretty powered up pretty fast, I felt. Did you agree with that?
Yeah, I tend to find things that are pretty good fairly often. So
yeah, but the appreciation of rewards, I think it's like when something's harder to get.
Right, and I got a little bit of that playing through the actual game when you come across a legendary creature that might be a little bit more difficult to take down.
Yeah.
You take him down purely for the joy of finding something great off from, or just the possibility of higher loot is an incentive to go after something that's more difficult than you're accustomed to.
Take those risks. It's almost like you're constantly taking that risk.
Right, and this adds to it because let's say you hadn't saved in 2 hours and you come across a legendary guy, you've got to sit there and plot, do I really want to take this risk? Do I really want to go for it? Or do I want to run 45 minutes back to my settlement and sleep in my dirty sleeping bag on the ground and,
Yeah, there are no you almost say hammock?
I almost said hammock.
There are no hammocks. There should be hammocks. There's that's the best thing to sleep in ever.
It's portable too.
Yeah, we're raised in a hammock. That's what your moms carry babies in.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, that's side note. Cons, frustration fest. We've touched on this a little. It does obviously add to the frustration. This is one of those things though about this expectation is really the factor that influences frustration. If you don't want to play survival mode, you're going to be frustrated. If you want to play survival mode, being frustrated is actually a feature. But I do see it. I think it had. You're saying though it has potential to be just too much.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if I was Bethesda, I would be looking at the forums, looking at Reddit, looking to see what players are doing with my game. And if I did that, I would see a lot of players who are modding the game to get rid of, frustrating inventory management. I would see them modding the game to get rid of carrying capacity limits. I see them modding the game to get rid of things that become chores.
Yeah.
And overall, so it makes me question why they spent resources to add a mode in that takes the things that people are manually taking out and kicking them up to 11. Why?
Well, because they're trying to serve everybody's interest. I guarantee that people, there's a sizable audience. I mean, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? This is not random.
They're sick people then. If you like this, you're a crazy guy.
Yeah. Well, you work all day, you struggled for life, and you want to come home and you want to be on the edge of disaster at every moment.
This is Life Simulator. Oh, now I need to eat, drink, and sleep in the game? I always have to eat, drink, and sleep before I play the game.
All of that, but also during the futuristic nuclear apocalypse after the death of your wife and possibly your child. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end.
It's going to be a DLC where I got to crap every 20 minutes?
I want a dog walking game where you just pick up warm poop. Okay, much more inventory management. One of my biggest faults with the game is the fucking inventory system sucks, and you're just scrolling through these screens. You can make it better by renaming things. You can do some stuff. Maybe there's some mods that have come out in the last month or two that I've missed because I haven't been paying that close attention. But obviously, this goes along with increased knowledge required. You really got to know your shit. If you know that this little candy bar causes this thing to go up, you got to know everything that everything does. So the information has to be available, and you got to do a lot of menu diving. Thoughts?
I agree.
Perfect. Might not be your thing. Well, we've gotten over that one already, I think. James is clearly not his thing.
Not my thing.
James likes to cheat.
No.
This is God mode central over here.
No, I'm a purist. I play with the settings.
That's true. Yeah. You actually don't even do mod. You're like, I want to play the way they gave me the game.
Exactly. I want the experience I paid for.
Yeah. What are you, nut? Okay. Finally, thanks for watching. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed. Leave comments. I'm sure we missed out something. We might have even gotten a couple details a little wrong. We based this off Bethesda's announcement, and some of the shit was just vague. Like wellness, health, endurance.
I mean, it's still in beta, right?
Yes, it's in beta, so it's all being tested and tweaked. So none of these are quite final.
And the best part about it, it's free.
Yes. Also, if you go out and you sleep in a dirty sleeping bag underneath a old ugly bridge in real life, you'll also feel worse.
Yeah.
Just like this. Sorry if we screwed up some shit. Goodbye. Good night. James, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good one.
Will do.
Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
Survival mode
Yep.
video.